They're only able to share one question at a time, so that's all right. The way to do this problem is to recognize that an ordered pair is x comma y. Okay, so for each of these, you're going to put this first number in for x, the second number in for y, and hope that it works out. So the first one, it's 6 times 3 plus 7 times negative 12 over 7. And what we're hoping for is, does this equal 6? So can you tell me what 6 times 3 is?
18.
It's 18. Now, whenever this number out in front is the same as the number on the bottom, they cancel. So it's 18 minus 12. Does that equal 6? Is that true or not? And if you're allowed to use a calculator, please use one. If you're allowed. Like if you're not allowed on the test, that we don't want you to do that. But
No, A equals 2.
18 minus 12 is 6.
Oh.
You have $18, you buy something for $12. Sometimes money is a great way to look at this. So the first one is absolutely correct. Okay. So now let's do the second one here. I'm gonna do the second one in blue. Again, like -1, we're looking at the second one here. The -1 is the x, so it's 6 times -1 plus 7 times 10. Does that equal 6? So notice I'm substituting those numbers in parentheses. What is 6 times -1?
-6.
And what is 7 times 10?
70.
Okay. So the -6 plus 70, is that 6?
No.
So that one is out. And we know that that's not correct. Let's look at the third one here. Same idea. You're going to put that x value in for x, the y value in for y, and ask, well, does this end up equaling 6? So 6 times 2 is 12. When the number in front is the same as the bottom, you can cancel it out. So this becomes plus -6. Does that equal 6?
Yes.
Yes, it does. So we know that that one is also correct. One more to try. With this last one here. So it's 2 times, I'm sorry. It's 6 times 6 plus 7 times -30 over 7. Why don't you try this one on your own? Tell me what you come up with, please. Just the left side, because the right side is what you're trying to get it equal.
It will be 36 plus 7.
Plus 7, but what did I say for these when you got the same number in
Oh,
front as you
it
do at the bottom?
cancels. It cancels.
Yes. So what does this become?
-30.
Okay. So what is 36 plus -30?
6.
Okay. So is that the same?
Yes.
All right. So there you go. There's the 3 answers for this one. So again, the way this works best, whenever you're ready to share your screen, we'll look at another question. I'll grab a snip and we'll look at that together.
Was it just these two? Or was it this one too?
I'm not currently seeing your screen. You'll have to new share again and click on the window you want to share. I'm sorry, was there an issue with this one?
I don't think so.
The third one is also correct. 2 -6. Okay. All right. All right. So if you could just kind of frame your window. Yeah, that will be, that will work out just great. Okay. I'm gonna grab a snip. Share my screen. Again, I'll send you the notes at the end as well as a screen recording, but I always encourage you to work these out with me. So they're giving you X to find Y, X to find Y, and then Y to find X. So in the first one here, it's literally saying X is 0. So you're, for the first one, first kind of row here, it's 4 times 0. I'm just putting those numbers in for X and Y, plus Y, which we don't know, equals -40. What is 4 times 0?
0.
Plus Y. So anything Y, so anything plus 0 is just itself. So Y is -40. And then this last box here is just asking to put it in as an ordered pair. So I guess you have to write 0 comma -40 in parentheses. It does say to use parentheses when entering, and no spaces between numbers, something like that. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, now for the next one, I'm gonna do it in blue here. X is 2. So it's 4 times 2 plus Y equals -40. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus Y equals -40. Do you remember how to undo this 8 from the left side? How do you get it over to the right?
You added
It's currently being added, so how do you undo
of
addition?
subtraction.
Yeah, you undo addition with subtraction. Subtract 8 from both sides. Y equals -48. So that's -48, and then the ordered pair would be 2 comma -48, like that. Any questions on that so far?
No.
So for the last one, they're giving you the Y value. They're giving you the Y value. So you don't have X, you have to solve for X. It's 4X plus Y, which is 0, equals -40. Okay. So the 0 goes away. How do you undo the 4 in front of the X?
You would subtract it.
So let me ask you differently. What is the math operation between the 4 and the X?
Multiplication.
Yes, yes. So how do you undo multiplication? You undo multiplication with division.
Division.
So you're going to divide both sides by 4. Can you tell me what X becomes?
-10.
Yes. So that goes in this position. Any questions on that?
No.
All right. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and enter these in. I'm happy to check them if you have questions on that. Is there an issue? Like, did it not accept these or what's that?
I'm just submitting it.
Okay, yeah, that just oh good. Okay. Looks good to me. So all right. So here we go. Another one, kind of like this. Okay, I grabbed a snip here. I'm going to share my screen and we'll work through this. That one was I was asking if you had to do these in orders because like this is a good one for you to try on your own because it's fairly repetitive with the previous one.
Mhm.
Some students, they don't want to they want to get a good coverage of problems, but we can certainly work through this one if we need. So the first one here, x is 0. So you're putting 0 in there for x. So it's y equals -3 times 0 minus 3. And you'll notice that over and over again, I substitute in parentheses. Okay. So could you simplify this for us, please?
So, so would it just be -3 since -3 times 0 is 0?
Exactly. Exactly. All right. And then the ordered pair is 0, comma, -3. For the second one here, x is 3. So we write y equals -3 times 3 minus 3.
Mm, -3. It would be 6.
So -3 times -3 is -9
Mm.
minus 3.
Would it be 6 since both of them are negative?
Yeah, when it's the same sign, you keep the sign and then you add the numbers without the sign.
Oh, okay.
Ends up being -12. So you have 3 comma -12. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Now the last one is the different one. It's kind of like as soon as you think you've got it, they give you a little wrinkle. They're giving you the y value now. They're telling you that y is -1. That goes in for y -3x minus 3. Um, to solve for x, you look at the side with the variable. Okay. And you undo addition and subtraction before multiplication and division. So you're going to undo this -3 first. You undo it by adding 3 to both sides.
Would it be 2? Oh, yeah.
Well, it is 2, and then we still have this -3 in front of the x. Now it's multiplying the x. Um, how do you undo multiplication?
Division.
Division. You divide both sides by -3. So this becomes, and sometimes you switch the sides that the variables on the left, it becomes -2/3. That subtraction goes up to the top.
So it would just be a fraction?
So that's the x value. It's -2/3.
Yeah.
And then the ordered pair is -1 comma -2/3.
It's saying it's incorrect.
Yeah, go ahead and let me see your screen so I can see what you're entering.
Okay.
All right, so -3, 0, -3, 3, -12. All right, could you just scroll up just a tiny bit so I can see the equation one more time? All right, x is 0, y is -3. It said no spaces. I don't know if that matters. When x is 3, that looks okay. Uh, X is oh, I'm sorry. I did this last one incorrectly. That's the issue. So let me just give you the last one. Change that I misread it. Change that first box under Y to 0. And then it will be -1 comma 0. I don't know why I thought it was giving you the Y, but I guess because the last bunch had been like that, but change that to a 0 and that should do it. Okay. Do you lose any points for second for it taking more than one attempt? Does that matter?
If I get it incorrectly twice, then yeah, it takes points off.
Okay. All right. All right. So I grabbed a snip of this. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. So a couple things here to know is that this is quadrant 1 on the top right, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. I don't make the rules. This is just the rules. So you have to go with that. So what I would tell you to do is graph the point, and it doesn't have to be very exact, but 5, -2 means to the right 5, down 2, so it's over here. So that means it's in quadrant 4. All right, so this one I'm going to just have you do, help you talk you through here. So -8 -5. The first number means left or right, and maybe you already know this. So you're going to go left 8 with that point. I think you just click on it there at the origin and drag it. You're going to click and hold. Yeah, just click and hold and move it left 8. And then scroll up to the point. Again, I can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm -5. So that means down 5. So you first go left or right and then down. This should all be a review from previous classes you've had in math. All right. So we actually did a problem like this earlier. Could you just scroll down just a tiny bit more so I can get all the answers? A little more. Is there another one? On
No,
my screen, I just don't, I only see it gets cut off there. Okay, got it. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. Do you know how many questions you have on the assignment?
I think it's about 10 to 15.
Okay, but you don't see somewhere that says like, hey, there's this many questions
Um,
left. I'm only asking just so I know. Oh, well, it's like yeah,
only thing that
you're using Newton, good old Newton. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. So this is like the first problem we did today. You have to take each of these X values and Y values and put them in. So the first one is X equals -1, Y equals 3. 5 times -1 plus 6 times 3. So would you try simplifying that for us and tell me if it worked or not?
I got -5 plus 18 equals 13.
Does that
What?
work?
Yeah.
All right, so that one worked. The next one is x equals 3, y equals -1/3. So 5 times 3 plus 6 times -1/3. So the fraction here might be the most difficult. Do you remember how to multiply fractions?
Um, no, I don't.
Okay, so you multiply the top numbers, 6 times -1. What does that become?
-6.
Multiply the bottom numbers. 3.
Mhm.
What is 6 divided by 3?
-2.
Yes. So it's 15 plus -2. Does that equal 13?
Mm, yes.
Yes. So that one also worked. All right. Why don't you try the next one since it's whole numbers? Nice numbers there. Tell me if that one worked or not.
No, that one wouldn't work.
This one does not work. Nope. So we're all good there. Um, Try the last one for me, please.
That one wouldn't work either.
I agree. Okay, go ahead and try those, and then you can share another question or two. Right. Find a solution with an equation. Okay. This is not as difficult as it maybe looks. It is kind of an odd question. It's not a standard question that you would be asked. But let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right. So the best way to do a problem like this one is to actually pick an x value. Okay, and one of the best answers for x is 0. Okay, why is 0 a good number to put in for x? What is the next thing to do here after you put 0 in when you're looking at the right hand side?
It would just be x
What is 2 times 0?
0.
And 0 plus 6 is?
Oh, 6.
And so that goes there. There are a lot of possibilities here. Okay, so I would recommend doing the same thing for this one. Put 0 in for x. We'll just do it on the screen there. So x is to the right of the sixth. Is it clear what I'm asking, or do you need some more explanation?
I understand.
Okay.
So the right would be 0, and then the left would be -18.
Good.
Okay.
Right. So we looked at a problem like this earlier. Why don't you did you get down the graph of the quadrants, 1, 2, 3, and 4? Do you have that in your notes?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you try telling me which quadrant this one is in? Um, Let me know what you think. This is a repeat of an earlier question.
Mm, it would be in quadrant 2.
We want you to have more confidence. Quadrant 2, be
Oh,
really. All right. Good job. So try this one also on your own. Good. Right. So we did one
oh,
like this. If you want to scroll down, this one's got some fractions. Keep going if you can. They're just the three answers.
oh.
All right, let me could just scroll up just a tiny bit so I can grab that other way. Sorry, other way. Right there is good. I don't know, maybe on your screen it looks okay. On mine, let me see here. Maybe that's the issue. Nope. I'm trying something else here. It for whatever reason, it's really zoomed in on your screen. Uh,
Where should zoom out?
there it is. That's much better. But anyway, I grabbed the snip already. We are going to about 250, so we got enough time. We'll do as much as we can in the time we've got. Um, but you'll start noticing like there's a pattern here. Like they're the same type of questions. You just go back and look for one like we just did. So for this first one here, it's x is 5, so it's 5 times 5 plus 12 times -5 over 6. And this is the one that is the most challenging here. You have to multiply the top and then multiply the bottoms. So what is 12 times -5?
-60.
Over 6, -60 over 6. What does that become?
Not sure.
Grab a calculator. Like, let's not get limited by that. I don't recommend
Oh,
using your phone, but
or I would divide it.
yes.
Okay.
This is a, sorry about that. I'm going to drop in the chat a calculator that I like when you're on a computer. You end up entering it the way you write it, so it helps quite a bit as far as calculations go.
It would be 15. Positive.
Yes, 25 plus -10 equals 15. And for me and you, like when we're doing lessons, like just use the calculator. Like really doesn't bother me. You'll get faster also because you'll start seeing how things work out. Um, why don't you try the next one on your own here? I'm gonna start by writing it for you. But it's just like the last one. Actually, let me write it just like the last one.
It would be 15.
For which one? The one on the left? This is -15.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was talking about that.
The whole thing? Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is 15. So that also work. Now, because it's homework, it's probably two of them. Like you probably could just, but I mean, it's up to you.
Okay. So I solved,
It's up to you. Like I mean, if you want to take the risk, that it's just these two, which it probably is, but we could. What I'm trying to say is like whenever you get select all that apply and four, it's usually two, or but you could try the next ones if you wanted.
I'll try the next one.
Okay.
Oh, I got it wrong.
So I got -30 plus this ends up being 30, so it's 0. So it's not that one. Does not work. All right, let's try the last one. 5 times -5 plus 12 times 10/3. This ends up being -25 plus 40, which is 15. So that one does work as well. So yeah, I was wrong. It sometimes is more than just the first two if they do work. But
I was saying all of them were correct.
the last one, -30. Oh yeah, sorry, this is 45. You're right. This calculation. All right, we are super close to being end. If you want to ending up in our lesson, do you have I don't know if you want to share your screen, but maybe we can do a quick quadrant question or something. But you probably know enough here to try the rest.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I could